Hi, this is On Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to Shifting Perspectives. There is this moment in healing that I really want to step back and talk about today and just reflect on this. There is a point where you get to the end of your healing and you are done. You've reached the last stage, you have entered the knowing, the belonging, and the authority. The healing process, in order to understand what you're doing, you have to understand what was done to you. That's why we do shadow work. That's why we talk. That's why we ruminate. In order to accept and undo what was done to us, we have to understand what was done to us. So this is the long and the short of it. What was done to you was you were born with an identity, an ego, an intuition, and an authority. And those things are the definition of the self. You are equipped also with a defense system, and that is you. But someone out there very early on taught you that it's not safe to be yourself. When we are taught something, teaching is the act of putting a belief into our cognitive system. And some of us receive good beliefs, some of us receive toxic beliefs, and some of us receive limiting beliefs. A healthy belief will create a healthy individual. A toxic belief will create a mental illness. And a limiting belief will create a box for the person to live in, which also can lead to a mental illness. So at some point when you were 2 or 3 years old, you were taught that it is not safe to talk, it is not safe to speak, it is not safe to be yourself. And your subconscious mind immediately set to work to put into place a behavioral defense so that you could fit in. But in order for that to work, your identity had to die. And that's what happened. Your identity died. Now, it was either ripped apart, maimed, twisted, folded, hidden, suppressed. Sometimes it was completely destroyed altogether. Sometimes it was removed from you with your authority at birth to the point where you never had a chance to figure out who you are. By the time we're 15, the identity goes on one last hurrah and screams, "I am here!" The identity fights for its own autonomy when it's a teenager. But society gaslights that behavior and calls that teenager behavior. No, it's not. It is your identity fighting for its autonomy. And then when we're 35 to 45 years old, we can't take it anymore. And one more time, the identity fights for the autonomy, jumps out and screams, "Let's do something about this. I can't stand it anymore." We call this in society the midlife crisis. No, it's not. That's gaslighting. That's bullshit. That is the identity trying to get out. To say, "I can't fit in the box anymore, it's too suppressive." A person who heals is a person who says, "I'm going on a rescue mission and I'm taking back my identity, my ego, my intuition, my autonomy, and my authority, and I'm taking me back." That's healing. And all you're doing is sorting through all of your beliefs, going, okay, this is my belief over there. This is a toxic belief. That's not mine. This is a limiting belief. Let's get rid of those. And your perspective goes back to what it was. And then you enter the knowing, the belonging, and the authority. Those are the stages when you know who you are. You know where you belong. And you can command a space for your presence. You think at that point that your healing is done. And it is. Now it's just maintenance. From that point on, it's smooth sailing and it's maintenance. You still get emotional, except this time you're mindful of it. This time you have all of the tools to go, oh, I'm having a bad day. I need to just take a mental day. Now you have the tools to say, ooh, that's out of alignment. I need to really just pause what I'm doing, step back, and talk to my internal self. But then there's a stage after that. It's the big picture. It's the one moment when you're orchestrating your new life. Maybe you're a businesswoman. Maybe you're managing your household for the first time. Maybe you are on holiday in Mexico for the first time alone, enjoying your liberation. And everything in life is perfect. You're healed, you're wealthy, you're secure, you're loved. You know who you are. And you're just lounging on the beach. And you catch yourself in a reflection, a mirror. And you immediately realize that you look like a fucking queen who has claimed her throne. And that is the moment it dawns on you, your power. That is the moment you see exactly who you have always been and what they took from you. That is the moment when you see the extent of the damage, because you see how far you have come and what you are now capable of. You see your power and you see what they did to you in comparison. You might get mad all over again. You might be in awe and shock at the magnitude of how far they had to tear you down to cripple you. And then you will feel elation when you realize after all the fucking work they did to break you, you still stand glorious. That is when you claim the throne. That is when you really, truly understand your power. And then you flex your muscles and you realize there's a lot more still in there. You have no glass ceiling on your head anymore. There's no one holding you back. The funny thing is you've spent your whole life digging and clawing and fighting. So now you're like this muscled Goliath of a warrior. But it's just smooth sailing from here on in. So you go, really? And you're like donned in some of the most magnificent armor and you're covered in muscles and you're just epic and you can feel how epic you are. But the road is smooth. So now you just walk down the road calmly, strutting your stuff. Because you know it's all going to fit into place. That is the aftermath of the healing journey. It's extraordinary. For more shit like this, subscribe to my newsletter. For more shit like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you really love shit like this, join one of my classes. Everything is available down below and on my website, annashealinggarden.org. I also have available Anna's List for Anna's Elite. And this is a group of people who are interested in any of my live events, my BDSM workshops for confidence building, Zen BDSM, my getaway retreats, my adult play parties, and healing centered play parties. I need to throw that in there. They are healing centered. And then my favorite is the healing circles for the workshops, which I do live in New York City. So go ahead, and the link is available below if you want to join Anna's Elite, and I will be emailing you with instructions shortly. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.